we have always heard and spoken about EQ. So what are we going to discuss today when we talk about resilience and emotional well-being? बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, कोई ग्रीक लैटिन नहीं है, इट इज वेरी सिंपल. मैं आपको बहुत सिंपल तरीके से I'll explain how it is all connected. And before even I get into the depth of it, let me tell you, ये resilience जो होता है ना, that is a skill. जैसे हम कोई भी कम या ज्यादा मात्रा में, you can say, कम या ज्यादा रेजिलियंस होता है, उसको हम डेवलप कर सकते हैं. कैसे कर सकते हैं? एंड हाउ दिस इंक्रीज्ड रेजिलियंस कैन हेल्प आवर इमोशनल वेलबींग. वेलबींग भी जब भी हम बात करें, देयर आर 4 टाइप्स. मेंटल वेलबींग होता है, इमोशनल होता है, फिजिकल होता है. फिजिकल वी ऑल नो, अगर हमारी हेल्थ ठीक है, हम को कोई बीमारी नहीं है, तो ये फिजिकली वेल, राइट? दैट इज फिजिकल वेलबींग. मेंटल वेलबींग बोले तो it is like you don't have any anxiety, any stress related, कोई ऐसा negative psychological problems नहीं है हमको. Why I'm calling it negative? Because last time हमने बात की थी positive psychology की, जिसमें हम बात कर रहे थे कि how do we increase the happiness, joy, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. So negative psychology, when I say it, means that psychology, that part of study of psychology that deals with depression, anxiety, trauma, etc., and the ways and means to cope and overcome them. So, okay, going back to our today's topic is, हम कैसे, how can we increase a positive psychology, हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, and resilience में, well-being में, how we are focusing on positive psychology, हम कैसे उसको बढ़ा सकते हैं, and so on and so forth. Let us begin. Resilience क्या होता है? वो एक flexibility होती है. That is the flexibility or the power that one has to bounce back from the adverse situations or circumstances in his or her life. Now, what does that mean? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? See, life तो एक smooth path होता नहीं है किसी का, right? We all have ups and downs. You have, I have, we all have ups and downs in life, which is fine. I mean, अगर वो straight plateau पे चला जाए तो वो life exciting. When we are going through the lows of our life, the storm or withstanding the circumstances outside us. So what is the point? Why are we talking about resilience? Resilience is the ability. Suppose a very traumatic situation has happened. Like suppose we'll go to the worst scenario. You've lost somebody very near and dear one to you. That is a very sad thing, right? There are people who take years to come out of the traumas. Some people don't even come out of it. But there are few people who are able to bounce back into reality, accept it and bounce back into reality and live life, move on in life. Because see, what you say, whatever you want, but we all have to live. We cannot go with people who leave us and go, right? I too have lost quite a few of my near and dear ones, but here I am in front of you talking about how we can move on. So we all have to move on in life, and resilience is that flexibility or the ability that helps us bounce back from the adversities of life. Now, how do we build? How can we, how can we get into a situation where we are always ready to bounce back and we are full of energy? Now, as I said, it is a skill. So if you want to increase your resilience power or resilience capacity, you need to increase your inner strength. Now, when I say inner strength is what? Your willpower, right? That is your willpower. And how do you increase your willpower? Again, I'll be going to the basics that you have to, there are few exercises or few things that you need to do, few practices you need to follow on a daily basis. Like, for example, you get into exercising, you get into some kind of meditation, because all these things are going to build up your inner strength. Now, people who are going to the gym जाते हैं, उनको मालूम होगा, must be aware that when you go to a gym, if you have to develop a muscle, you have to do that weight training on a regular basis, right? If you're working on your biceps, or if you're working on any other part of your body, on leg workout or whatever, leg muscles. So you will start with a minimal weight, and you will slowly and gradually increase the weight, weight strengthening exercises. Now what is happening is you're developing that muscle of that particular part of your body. Now what happens is initially when you're working on that muscle, it is going to pain. Your body is going to resist. Your body will say, no, I cannot do, I will not do. You will succumb and you will give up at some point. But then if you have resilience, you will bounce back, go to the gym again next day and start exercising with more weights, or more poundage, I would say. Same way, like when we exercise in the gym, we are building up that muscle. So when we talk about inner strength, we need to build those mental muscles in our brain. When we are talking about mindfulness, when we are talking about meditation and all, we what are we doing? We are building the mental muscles, muscles in the brain, and that's going to take some time. Your body or your mind will resist. I don't want to follow meditation, I don't want to do this. But yes, you know the benefits or the outcome. What is it that end of the what is the goal in doing meditation or some kind of mindfulness practices? Because you will become more calmer, your inner strength will increase. Now what we need for overall well-being is, we need to be strong, we need to be happy. Well-being, when I say, it's mental, physical, as I said, so when we talk about mental well-being, we are talking about the qualities or the virtues that one needs to possess, so that he is in very much in control. Emotional well-being, when we say, जब हम emotional well-being की बात करते हैं, the person has to be in control of his or her emotions at given point of time. Suppose if you are, we'll take a scenario of a work scenario. There's an argument going on within the team, or your senior has come up and he has not been very polite to you. He has pointed out your mistake in a very harsh and very rude way. So what will happen? Two options you have. If your emotional well-being quotient is low, well-being nahi hai, agar aap emotional well-being mein aap niche hai, so what will happen? Either you will start crying. I have seen people, they burst out, they feel bad, they start crying. Or the ones who are very agitated type, they will answer back, they will argue back, then that will result in a heated argument or a heated discussion, which is not good for you, neither for you nor for your company or nor for your boss. What will happen is you may even end up losing your job if you're shouting back at your boss. So what is happening is, here your inner strength, your emotional quotient, your emotional well-being is not powerful, which is where you have started behaving. When we say that your emotional well-being is very much in control, or very much as required, or you have practiced emotional well-being through resilience, or you are managing your emotions correctly, appropriately, which would mean that if anybody comes and points out your mistake, and you know that it's not your mistake, it's the other person's perspective or the way he or she is thinking, which is where they're finding faults in your work, but you will not react. You will listen to them, you will hear them out, and if you think it makes sense talking to them, you will even go out and tell, okay, this is what you're thinking, but the actual fact or the truth is something else. And if you think that the person is not going to listen to you, or it's really waste of time to even explain anything to the person on the opposite side, you will just keep quiet. Here the situation is when your emotional well-being is optimum, you are emotionally very much balanced, very much in control. So when we talk about again, the connection between resilience and emotional well-being is, they don't depend on each other, but they complement each other. So if your resilience power or the flexibility to bounce back is good, or on the higher side, your emotional well-being is on the higher side. Same way, if your emotional well-being, like I said, a situation where you responded to what your senior or superior was telling and did not react, which means your emotional well-being or quotient of EQ is on the higher side. So resilience will be definitely high. You will bounce back. You will not think, or you will not waste time when it comes to going back to taking up another task with the same superior, right? You will not get into the state of anxiety, or you will not get into the state of depression, or something negative thoughts. You will not let those negative thoughts overpower you. So everything goes hand in hand. So as I was talking about, your inner strength and engaging support is also required. Now, one thing I would want to bring to everybody's attention over here is that earlier we had joint families, right? In India especially, we had joint families. And now, just now the Western world, but even in India, people are opting for nuclear families where you have only, once small children, many times they have only one child. So parents are both working, one single child, or if they have sibling, one sibling, and maids and nannies are taking care. What is happening is, earlier days, when you had your grandparents, or you had the entire family, cousins and all living together, uh, the resilience power was very high. Why? Because you need social support, you need connection with people, you need people to talk, you need people to listen to you, you need people who can hear you. When it comes to nuclear family, all these things disappear. Today parents come so tired, they have their own stress levels coming from their workplace, and they really don't have time. And in the guilt, or in the process of making good that they didn't spend time with the children, what they will do, they will buy expensive gifts. And I'm not saying that is wrong, but this is what is happening. So we have gotten into that materialistic world. So again, what is happening is, there is no connection. Today we don't see children and parents interacting on a regular basis. We don't have many parents knowing what is happening in their children's life. And that's very true. I work with young adults. I wouldn't call it teenagers or, yeah, children, but 18 plus. And I worked with couple of few young adults very recently, and I was shocked. They were not able to communicate to their parents, or the parents' expectations were so high that they were just not able to meet, and they were just getting into depression. Anyway, that's a separate topic altogether. So going back to today, since we are having, we are living in a nuclear family concept. So we don't have anyone with whom we can share our thoughts, or we can share our feelings and let the other person know what's happening or what we are going through. There are days when you may not be feeling very good. You may be feeling very low. You may be feeling very sad, which is all okay. It is all human emotions. Don't suppress your emotions. But the day you're not feeling good, the day you're feeling low, if you have a family member, for example, if you have a joint family, you will have your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, your grandparents. So you will have someone with whom you can come back home, if it is a school or a workplace, wherever, and talk to them. And I've seen that, grandparents generally, they have so much of patience as compared to to parents themselves, that children are often very, very comfortable talking, sharing, and spending time with their grandparents. So now this doesn't mean that parents are at fault, but the lifestyle has changed. The work requirement, the stress levels of parents who are working out has changed. We have gotten into that fast forward life. Everything we want on, click of a button we want. We just don't have patience to wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now, for example, this call is going on, and if the internet is fluctuating, we won't have time. We won't have the patience to wait. We will start restarting, or we will start panicking, or we will just call the internet person, and we will try to rush into things rather than waiting for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or a minute. Let things happen on its own. We won't do that. But that's how we have all become. Like, at times even I would be behaving, I also behave in that manner. But I'm saying, it's nothing is wrong, but this is how we have become today. So what is happening is, if possible, if you have grandparents, if you have family parents, or uncle, aunt, please stay connected. I'm not saying go and start living with them, no. If you don't have your cousins, if you don't have your immediate or distant family in the same city, you can have, you have friends. I mean, stay connected with your friends. When you're with your friends, there is so much of positive energy exchange. Of course, friends also have difference of opinion, but 90% of the time, the between two friends or a group of friends, there is so much of uh, a positive energy exchange. There is so much of laughter, love, happiness, and all the energy exchange is very positive and very vibrant. So all these things play a very, very important role in developing your resilience ability. It is very important. Now we often hear, I mean, on internet, Facebook, Instagram, I'm sure you too must be receiving some requests, who wants to be friends with you, and they want to talk and chat. what have we gotten into? We're talking to somebody whom we don't know. Rather than going and picking up the call and meeting a friend who stays in the same town, we are more comfortable talking to somebody not known to us. I mean, and we very proudly say, no, no, I can stay on my own. हम बोलते हैं ना, पेरेंट्स को भी बोल देते हैं बच्चे कभी कभी कि हमको आपकी जरूरत नहीं है, वी डोंट नीड यू, हम वी कैन स्टे, वी कैन लिव अ लाइफ ऑन आवर ओन. वो ऑन आवर ओन लिव करने के लिए यू मे बी मॉनिटरीली, financially you may not be depending on your parents or on your children. It can be either way. अगर पेरेंट्स भी ऐसा बोलते हैं ना कि हम अकेले रह लेंगे, तो ठीक है, पेरेंट्स आर मस्ट बी हैविंग फाइनेंशियल कैपेसिटी होगा अकेला रहने का. But what is happening is, in the bargain, what are they doing is they're just cutting themselves off from their children. And if children are saying that they're cutting themselves off with the connection of they have with their parents, so the जो एक फैमिली का या एक लविंग एटमॉस्फेयर का जो वैक्यूम क्रिएट होता है ना, that nobody can fill in. Your online friends will never be able to fill in that. So I mean, don't get into a situation, or if you know someone who is just, walking on the path that they feel that they can cut off relations with their family friends and stay on their own. एक नया concept भी sometime back I had come across, that you have to enjoy your own company. Now बोलते हैं लोग कि if you don't enjoy your company, if you don't love yourself, there is no point, life is not worth living and all. Fair enough, enjoy your company. That doesn't mean that you cut yourself off from everybody else. That doesn't mean 80% of the time you stay within your own four walls. No, you're just getting into loneliness, you're just getting into the depressive mode. Because when we have to feel happy, when we have to have that positive energy exchange, when we want that emotional well-being, we need to have energy exchange between two people. You cannot have, four walls cannot remit any energy to you. So if you're thinking on those lines, or if you know someone who is on, going pursuing that path, that I like my own company and I'll be alone, please talk to them and make them realize that staying alone is not bad, but that is not something that one should always get into. Once in a while you want to go for a solo trip or something, it is okay, but 80% of the time you just cannot get into it. You will become very lonely and you will get into depression. So it's again going back to our main topic is, yes, emotional well-being is can be facilitated when you have people around. Social connection is very important. Your inner strength plays a very important role. And how do you also build up your resiliences? You accept problems. If there is a problem, accept it, become aware, and find ways to resolve it. Because problems to aayenge, as I said, problems are part and parcel. Only when you are dead or you are a psychopath, you will have no emotions, you will have no problems. You will just sail through, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा बाहर क्या हो रहा है. But we are not that, right? We are living beings. हम human beings हैं. हमारे अंदर emotions भी आएंगे, खुशी भी होगी, दुख भी होगा. तो ये हमारा जो एक कैपेसिटी है ना, हमारा इनर स्ट्रेंथ, उसको हम डेवलप क्यों नहीं करते हैं? Why can't we just focus on that? तो एक तो है, we have to stay connected, and हमें ना, one thing is we have to learn from our experience. That is very important. If we don't learn from our experience, then we are only getting into the same cycle. Just give me 1 second. So अगर हम अपने एक्सपीरियंस से लर्न नहीं करेंगे ना, तो हम वही साइकिल में चले जाएंगे. वी विल रिपीट द सेम मिस्टेक्स. हम वही गलती बार बार करेंगे. सो इफ एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज, हमको बहुत फ्लेक्सिबल रहना है. वी हैव टू हैव ग्रोथ माइंडसेट और दैट फ्लेक्सिबल माइंडसेट टू, in order to bring increase our resilient strength or our emotional well-being, whatever you call. If we are very rigid in our thinking, अगर हम बहुत एक वो blinkers लेके ही चलेंगे कि what I say, what I feel is correct, and what others are saying I'm not going to take in, then you're not reaching anywhere. That's not leading you anywhere. That's not going to give you that inner strength to face your adverse circumstances in future. or if currently also you're facing some difficult situations, this attitude of yours is not going to help overcome those situations and difficult adverse life situations. So you have to be flexible hona hai. More you become flexible, more you're able to adapt what people are saying, and more you'll learn. If you learn, you will grow. And one more thing is, you have to be positive. Your thoughts have to be positive. You have to be hopeful. Never give up hope. I mean, there will be situations where you may just want to give up on everything that is happening. But एक बात याद रखनी है, hope को कभी जाने नहीं देना है. Trust, faith, hope, ये these are the positive virtues जो हमारे emotional well-being को बढ़ाते हैं, हमारी resilience को बढ़ाते हैं. अगर कोई भी, अगर हमारे अंदर वो होप जो बोलते हैं ना, उम्मीद जिसको बोलते हैं, उम्मीद अगर चली जाती है ना, होप चला जाता है ना, देन अ पर्सन कैन नॉट फेस लाइफ, कुछ नहीं कर सकता है. वो एक उम्मीद बोलते हैं. वी हैव सीन सो मेनी मैसेजेस भी आते हैं, कितने गाने भी हैं, इनफैक्ट हिंदी में तो बहुत सारे सॉन्ग्स भी हैं. सो डोंट गिव अप होप. होप को कभी भी बनाए रखो. एंड at any point if you think you're giving up, you're just giving up on hope, try and read some books. कोई ग्रेट पर्सनालिटीज हैं, उनकी कोई बुक्स पढ़ो. हाउ व्हाट्स उन्होंने लाइफ में क्या क्या स्ट्रगल किया है, हाउ दे हैव ग्रोन. किसी की एक्सपीरियंस से पढ़ो, किसी के पास बात करो, सुनो. ऑल दिस विल हेल्प यू क्रिएट होप, फेथ एंड ट्रस्ट इन योरसेल्फ. एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ. अपना ध्यान तो पहले रखना है. एंड व्हेन आई से अपना ध्यान रखना इज जस्ट नॉट द फिजिकल अपीयरेंस और द फूड यू ईट. नो, today we feel कि अपना ध्यान रखना है, which means every moment. Ask yourself every 1 hour, check what is your mental mulling over it for 2 hours. 2 घंटे मुझे बुरा लगा. I was just getting into the negative thought process. अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो please write it down. And write it down means is not to remember कि इस दिन मुझे ये हुआ था. Write it down so that you know कि ये मेरे दिमाग में, be aware of what you were going through. And by being aware, what will you be able to do? You will be able to get rid of it. अगर हमें पता होगा कि किसी के एक सेंटेंस की वजह से मैंने 2 घंटे तक अपना हैप्पीनेस गुमाया है या अपना मानसिक संतुलन गुमाया है, आई हैव लॉस्ट द पीस ऑफ माय माइंड, peace of mind, if by just because somebody told me something that was not true about me, or somebody insulted me, or someone did not behave well with me, and 2 hours of my precious time was wasted thinking about it, fretting about it, and panicking or crying about it. So when you write it down, you will stop doing that. Be aware, take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, take care of your thoughts and feelings. More important is take care of your thoughts, because thoughts result into feelings and emotions. So try and live in the present moment. If anything from the past is bothering you, please stop it there. Okay, past is over. Always be positive. When you are positive, your emotional state will be much better. The power, the capacity for you to face the situation, current situation, which will be much better. You'll be in a greater you'll be more in control of the situation when you're when you think positive, or when your emotional quotient or well-being, emotional state is much calmer or in a better state. So positive रहना भी बहुत जरूरी है, hopeful रहना भी बहुत जरूरी है. Your inner strength is equally important, And as I said, please stay connected with people. Don't just cut yourself from the world and get into that virtual world. Just abhi, right now we don't have a choice. Otherwise, I would request if Pankhuri can give us a platform where we can do live sessions, where in a particular city or in a particular state, wherever they have a platform, people staying in that city can go and give their lectures there. This is how the impact of that lecture or that session would be much more than the session that we are doing here online. So all I'm saying is stay connected and don't get into this virtual world and online Facebook and Instagram and friends. Okay, I'm not saying they're bad. Everything is nice. Now if we want to stay connected with people who are in different countries, yes, this is the platform we have. But within the city, please go and meet up with your friends. Be with your family. If you think that family ने phone नहीं किया है, family ने बात नहीं की, that is okay. You pick up the call and go and meet them. If it is your children, or if you have not spoken with your parents for quite some time, for whatever reason, it could be parents ने कुछ बोल दिया, बुरा लग गया है, go ahead, pick up the call and मिल लो उनसे. What happens, बहुत बार when you meet, there जो difference था या जो distance था ना, वो कम हो जाता है. If agar we are sitting in one corner and the other person, it could be a friend also, even if it is your good friend jiske sath you've had a difference of opinion or you fought with him or her, if you're sitting and brooding over what happened, he told this, she told this, she behaved this way, then there is no end to it. Might instead go and pick up the call, meet and sort it out, because life is short. I'm telling, life is short and beautiful. So whatever you want, just do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Kal, I'm not saying kal nahi aayega, kal aayega, but ye try and live in a very positive, hopeful and happy environment. Let your emotional well-being be at the top. I mean, फिर लाइफ में कोई भी सिचुएशंस क्यों ना आ जाए, एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग यू विल बी एबल टू फेस इट विद अ हैप्पी फेस एंड विद अ स्माइल, इतना कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ. ऑल्सो बिल्ड अप योर कॉन्फिडेंस, competency. These are the skills that you need to develop your resilience skill. When I say competency and confidence comes, confidence कैसे बढ़ाओगे? By being positive, having faith, trusting yourself, focusing on what are the good qualities you have. कितना सारा है ना बोलने के लिए. तो कॉन्फिडेंस ऐसे बढ़ता है. कंपिटेंसी, हाउ डू यू इंक्रीज? कंपिटेंसी क्या है? एक पर्टिकुलर स्किल को अगर आपको लगता है कि वो पर्टिकुलर स्किल में यू आर नॉट परफॉर्मिंग द बेस्ट, यू लर्न दैट स्किल. सीखना होता है, लर्न दैट पर्टिकुलर स्किल. वो एक कोई चीज है, इट कुड बी एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू योर वर्क और योर पर्सनल लाइफ. खाना बनाना ले लो. इफ यू डोंट नो हाउ टू कुक प्रॉपर फूड, लर्न इट, बी competent. So when your competencies are best, when your confidence level is good, when you're connected with people, you're in control of the situation. It is as simple, right? सारे C's तो एक लाइन में ही आ जाते हैं ना. So practice all these on a daily basis. ऐसा नहीं है कि you decide something or you want something वो overnight होगा, नहीं होगा. Everything takes time. Like the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day, right? तो हमारी भी जो क्वालिटीज, हमें अच्छी क्वालिटीज जो हमें अपनी बढ़ानी है, या जो क्वालिटीज जिसके लिए जो हमें कम करनी है, उसके लिए जो हमें काम करना है, उसमें हमें बहुत पेशेंस रखना पड़ेगा. वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी पेशेंट, गिव इट टाइम. ट्रस्ट रखना है अपने ऊपर भी और यूनिवर्स के ऊपर भी. बोलते हैं ना कि अगर if you want something, you pray and the whole universe will help you achieve it. Yes, it will help you achieve, provided you are working for it, towards it, and you are, you are all, you want it. It shouldn't be that there is something else in your mind and something else on your tongue. Whatever it is, integrity. There has to be integrity in your thoughts and in your action. When that integrity is there, you will get whatever you want in your life. You will be able to achieve everything. And ये these small and big problems in life are nothing. It is just a eyewash. वो चला ही जाता है. So friends, again, before I wind up, I will only say, please practice mindfulness. Mindfulness breathing भी होता है, जो हम breathing करते हैं. Focus on your breathing. That is a kind of meditation. Follow any guided meditation है. Try and do that. Exercise करो. वो अपना regime routine आप बढ़ा लोगे ना, proper कर लोगे, your physical, mental and emotional well-being तो will be automatically taken care. And then life की कोई भी situation आने दो. When you are so much in control of things inside you, you will be able to control things outside you. Yeah. And if you come across anyone who is going through this phase, or who is having problem, or who is, going through a difficult patch in their life, please talk to them, please help them out. This is a one good thing, one good deed you can do on a daily basis. So please reach out to them. And if you have any questions, anything that you need help on, you can please connect with me. My LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook IDs are already shared. Otherwise, you can get message me on this Pankhuri comment also, and we can try and help you as much we can. Yeah. Thank you.